Hey guys, this is Don Hogan, lead designer over at AltRider, bringing an instruction video on the R12GS crash bars. So just real quick, I'm going to go over the things that are going to come in your kit. You're going to get a left and a right, all stainless steel crash bar assembly, hand TIG welded here in the United States. You're going to get a connector piece, which I've already pre-installed with, let me turn this over, pre-installed with two of my flatheads, as you can see. Just makes it easier in the assembly. We'll get to that. I've got my two also all stainless lower mount brackets. These are designed with standoffs to actually interact with the lower tube frame, and they transfer the load. They transfer the load to the frame rather than to the motor. And so these are actually a really critical part of the design. You're going to have a hardware kit here. You've got a longer and a shorter cap screw. And as you can see, that they relate to the longer and shorter standoffs on the two brackets. I've got you've got four of these hardware assemblies. These are the hardware assemblies that mount the plate to the lower mount bracket. And then I've also got the rest of my flatheads for mounting the other side onto the connector. Also in the kit, you're going to get your instruction sheets. And here's the tools you're going to need for your crash bar installation. I've got a 1/4 inch ratchet, my 1/2 inch Proxxon ratchet. Got a 1/4 inch driver here, and on the back of it, it has an interface for the 1/4 inch ratchet. Got a 1/2 inch extension, 1/4 inch extension, a full set of Allen wrenches. You only need a couple of those. I've got a shop towel here, or you can use a rag or an old t-shirt. I've got an extra ratchet, which I'll need along with an extra 18mm socket. Got a T55 bit that AltRider is actually providing in your kit, and then you'll need a number 8 socket to hold that. I've also got another 18mm Proxxon socket, and then I've just got a couple of Allen bits from my Proxxon set. And an optional item which I found helpful is a little magnetic tray which I use for holding all of my hardware. Another important tool is my friend Kevin here. He is going to help me compress the suspension because we need the telelever to move up just the slightest bit while we're installing these crash bars. And so he's going to sit on the bike, compress the suspension, maybe hand me some tools, things like that. Another option, if you don't have a fellow rider, another buddy who can come hang out with you in the garage, you can always lean the bike up against a wall, like up on the handlebars, and actually the weight of the bike will compress the suspension enough to get the job done. It's just way easier to have a friend. So the first step is going to be, this is my left side lower mount bracket. You can tell which side it goes on because this little flat edge right here is always going to be facing up, and so I wouldn't be able to put this on that side because it wouldn't fit with that side, with that flat edge facing up. So first step, I need to remove the T55 here, for which I've got my little 8mm socket, T55 Duo. Alright, make sure you get that washer out of there because that washer is important when we put this back on. Now I'm just going to fit the bracket up. See, it slides right on. I'm going to reinsert my 55. Alright, now that I've got both of these on, I'm going to go ahead and torque these guys down. Now go ahead and do this on both sides, this lower mount bracket. You can put both sides on and you'll be all set for the next couple of steps. So for the next step, I'm going to need to pull this T30 here and this large 18mm nut here. I'm going to go ahead and slide here onto my cylinder head. It's just going to protect it from my ratchet and my extensions and all the various things I need to use to get these parts off. So first up, I'm going to take my 1/4 inch driver and a T30 pull this guy out. Another benefit to AltRider crash bars is we actually utilize this very large, this is actually an upper frame mount, and we actually mount up there, which nobody else is doing. Okay, now we're ready to put our left side crash bar on. This is where it really helps to have a buddy compressing the suspension a little bit, because as you can see I had no problem sliding our upper mount bracket here under the telelever, and the telelever just gets in the way without somebody there to compress it. Now while I'm doing this on this side, I've got my assistant Kevin, who's holding another 18 mil on the opposite side with another 18mm socket to prevent that side from turning. The chances of it turning are actually pretty slim, but in some cases it might, so it's good to have another good reason to have a buddy is that he can hold that opposite side while you torque this one down. Okay, now I'm going to, here on the left side crash bar, I'm going to go ahead and mount up my lower mount bracket fastener assemblies, which looks like this. I can really start to feel that lock nut engage. Another great feature about the Proxxon set is my 1/4-inch driver also features a 1/4-inch interface on the back, so I can use a ratchet with it at any time. And there we go. So moving on to the right side crash bar, I'm going to go ahead and remove this T30 again. So now I just want to make sure that first I'm sliding into here. And as I kind of pass the telelever with my bracket, I'm going to rotate it up just the slightest bit. Give it a little push, and it slides right on. So ready to put this T30 back in place, and as you can see I've put a towel here on the cylinder head to protect it from my tool extensions. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten this guy down. Alright, so moving down here on the right side crash bar to the lower mount brackets, I've already put my my stainless button heads and my lock nuts on here, just kind of finger tighten, and now I'm going to go ahead and torque them down. Same process as on the left side. Using my 13 to hold the lock nut in place. I find that on this side you have much better luck using the wrench on the towards the back of the bike, meaning that the rest of the wrench points toward the back of the bike. It's a little easier to get in behind the mount brackets that way. And there we go. Alright, now that I've got the right side crash bar mounted, lower mount brackets tightened, I've got just a couple of these M5s and 6s left to put in. Okay, so get those in, tighten those things down, and you are done. And here we have the finished R1200GS crash bars installation. Hope you guys found the video to be helpful. Again, I'm Don Hogan, the lead designer. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time.